Discussing the issues and finding solutions to the challenges of our community, Institute for the Development of African American Youth Incorporated, IDAAY, Youth and Family Voices.
Hello everyone, good day. I'm Archye Leacock. I'm the Executive Director here at Institute for the Development of African American Youth and the co-host of this program, Youth and Families Voices. Today, we're bringing in our powerhouse, Mark Ensley, who is the Director of Special Projects. You just got a promotion, right, Mark?
Yes, I did, from Coordinator to Director. Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations and welcome, Mr. Director.
Appreciate it, boss. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so tell us what your job entails first before we get into the details.
Sure. Special projects is exactly what the name implies. All kinds of projects that don't necessarily go under a particular program or service that we offer, but it is a special project, whether it's an initiative or an event or an activity that we may do one time or over a short period of time. For example, we recently launched back in January of this year our Kids Safe Neighborhoods initiative, under which we partnered with the Philadelphia Fire Department and the Pennsylvania Department of Insurance. With the fire department, we worked with the fire prevention specialist, Lieutenant Bernard Gilliam, in identifying youth in their homes and their families that do not have working smoke detectors, knowing that over 90% of the fire-related deaths could have been prevented if they had working smoke detectors in the homes. We also, through the Children's Health Insurance Program, which is a national initiative, but it's pushed through each of the states according to their health department's criteria and what have you. Pennsylvania initiated what's called a community marketing initiative, where they work with community-based organizations such as IDAAY that has a direct relationship with youth and families in the neighborhoods to identify those that have children 19 and under that do not have health insurance.
Right.
We found that many of our families, our youth and families, they may be receiving medical assistance, but there are some that are in that gap where they don't quite qualify for medical assistance, but they don't make enough money to be able to afford health insurance.
Right.
So we help them to sign up for the CHIP where they might not normally have internet access. They could come into our office and we have some staff, whether it be college interns or program assistants or myself, that can work with them in filling out their web-based application. And once the state or the CHIP providers such as Aetna, AmeriChoice, and Independence Blue Cross, they get an application from us, they see that we helped and they'll expedite that for the youth and families.
You're throwing out a lot of big names around here. You mean IDAAY is actually working with these organizations and businesses? And
oh, definitely, definitely. With the CHIP alone.
Tell us more about that.
We had the three providers that work here in Philadelphia, Aetna, AmeriChoice, and Independence Blue Cross. Their community outreach specialists have come into our offices 3-4 times over the past 3-4 months and have either brought resources for us to display around our office, gave us extra applications, followed up on some applications that we put forth and what have you. So Aetna, AmeriChoice, and Blue Cross are just an example of some big name partners that we have here at the Institute, and it definitely contributes to the work that we do for at-risk youth.
So parents who were eligible, they would call you, come in, fill out their information, then you would help them get it into a computer base to see if they're actually eligible and begin the service?
Exactly. Exactly. We have a flyer that we put out on the email, community bulletin boards. We've gone to the schools where they have what's called parent and community ombudsman, a new staff position that was recently implemented by the School District of Philadelphia to have parents be able to access resources in the community that they might not normally be aware of. So we've established relationships with that office to have them send out our information. Once people see, according to the guidelines, that they qualify, they give us a call. Some people have even walked in and we filled out their application on the spot.
So it sounds like there are levels of involvement here. Parents who need services, the school district, the businesses with the health insurance. It sounds like, folks in the community, other organizations. How would the individual who is interested in either, volunteering, getting involved, how do you get them roped into all of this work?
Okay, well, again, under special projects, I've done what I could to help to build up IDAAY's volunteer corps, where knowing that we had this CHIP initiative and Kids Safe Neighborhoods initiative, we had a big press conference where we had the mayor's office representatives come through from the Office of Community Services, the Office of Faith-Based Initiatives, the mayor's Office of African and Caribbean Immigrant Affairs. They all had representatives here and spoke about what their office does and how they can lend services in support of Kids Safe Neighborhoods. We also had the Recreation Department, the School District of Philadelphia. We had the Health Department, Child and Maternity Health. We had all kinds of elected officials, government officials, civil servants that have come in and let us know that however you can get the people to us, we can do what we can.
So tell me, it sounds like there are levels of interaction here with businesses, school district, community partners, but for the audience listening, the individual who might be interested in this work and would like to get involved, how do they do it?
They can contact me directly to speak about some of the initiatives I'm talking about today or ideas that they may have to come in and help us out. They can give us a call at 215-235-9116. Send us an email, info@idaay.org, or come on in and visit us at the office. We're located right across the street from historic Uptown Theater in North Central Philadelphia. It's about 4 blocks north of Temple University's main campus, and we're right here on the 2nd floor of 2221 North Broad Street. And we have plenty of people here that will be welcoming them in with open arms. They let us know that they're interested in supporting the work of the Institute. They saw us on the TV show. We got volunteer applications, job descriptions, which lays out all the various kinds of things that they could do for and with us.
Okay, I'm excited and I'm out of breath by hearing all of that. Can anyone get involved? Or who are you really looking? What kind of person are you looking for to get involved?
Okay, we do not discriminate in any way, shape, or form in terms of our programs and services, as well as people who want to come in and volunteer with us. Although we do have an ideal volunteer candidate, which is someone that has a lot of energy, has understanding and passion for the issues that are facing our youth and families, and they have the availability to maybe offer an hour a week, an hour a month, a day a year. Who knows, according to their availability, their preferences, we can figure out a way to work with them. We prefer for our volunteers to be at least 18 years of old, which helps us to eliminate any liability concerns. However, we do have community service opportunities for high school students to come in. We've also worked with middle school students that have been mature enough to work with us on some of our community beautification projects, block cleanups, tree planting, those types of things. So from the little kid that just wants to come out and participate in one of our field trips, they can help carry the bags for us, to a senior adult that has some time on the weekend, they can't come out, maybe we could provide them some transportation. They could stuff some envelopes for us or make some phone calls to some organizations that know that they know their work is related to ours. They could do some public relations for us. It's all kinds of things that volunteers could do for us.
So elementary students, high school, what about college and professionals? I mean, you're talking about a professional who might be working 60 hours a week, and what can they do?
I'm glad you asked that, Arch, because with so many things that I have on my mind about all that IDAAY does, I missed the main ones. We need college mentors. Our main College Bound program, which operates on Saturday up at Temple University, we work with college mentors in that program. We also have in our ISP program, Don't Fall Down the Hood.
What's ISP?
Is the Intensive In-Home Supervision Program, where although we have to monitor the youth 3 times a day, face-to-face contacts to make sure they don't get in any trouble before their next court hearing. We also have a Tuesday and Thursday after school component for those youth. And we have college students come in and assist them with tutoring or just in being a mentor in terms of positive youth development, encouraging them that they can overcome whatever issues they're dealing with and make it to college someday.
Okay, so college students, and what about the professional? Let's say an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer who might be working, as I said, 60 hours. Can you accommodate them, or they just need to just be in the audience and watch the show?
Well, I'll tell you this, Archie. IDAAY is a bona fide community-based organization from the bottom up, top down. And the agency is run by a board of directors, which consists of professionals in various areas of expertise, from lawyers to accountants to real estate agents to computer experts. You mentioned engineers. We take them all. Everybody has something to contribute from their professional experience as well as their passion for youth and families.
Right.
Not only on our board of directors could we accommodate professionals to come in and support us in a volunteer capacity, but they could again serve as mentors. We have a Job Start program where perhaps a professional could invite the youth that are in our program to come and shadow them for a day at their workplace so that they can get some insight as to the type of jobs, how the workplace is once they get through our program. There are various ways that professionals can work with us. They can be a chaperone on a field trip. They don't necessarily have to lend their expertise, but they may have a connection to some place that we don't, and they could facilitate that connection for us from their home office or from their desk at work. They might not necessarily need to come in and be in our office to volunteer, but they could do this work on their own time, from their own location, using their resources as long as it lends to us getting our work done.
You really have talked quite a bit about folks who can volunteer and assist the Institute. Elementary school, high school, professionals, seniors, college. And a big topic in the city today is around ex-offenders.
Yes.
Are they eligible?
Yes, ex-offenders are eligible. I'm sitting right here next to one. Although I don't have a violent history record of, knocking people upside the head and doing it so many times that I'm disqualified from working with youth, which is what comes back when staff, part-time or full-time, and our volunteers, we have to submit FBI fingerprint checks. And those that do not come back as disqualified, we're able to work with them in various capacities. Our volunteers also have to submit applications and pass a child line clearance or child abuse check. Make sure they haven't, done anything inappropriate with children and youth. And finally, the state has a criminal background check that we have to do for staff and volunteers as well. So ex-offenders, yes, we welcome them, open arms. We have to submit these background checks, but once they come back as clear, we definitely can find a place for them to work and improve life conditions for our youth and families.
And is it only African Americans who can work at the Institute for the Development of African American Youth, or do you welcome everyone?
Oh no, actually one of our programs is headed by a Caucasian American, and other programs we've had Hispanics and Asian Americans working with us in various capacities. So as volunteers to staff, we work, and the youth in our programs, we do not discriminate. Although we are Institute for the Development of African American Youth, we serve the human family. All shapes, sizes, colors, ethnicities, etc.
Okay, so I can apply, being blind.
Yes, you
Disabled can apply.
You can do more than apply. You can make sure I do my work.
All right, I got
special project. We also knowing that the green economy is another major initiative coming from our glorious, illustrious President Barack Obama, trying to reinvigorate our economy. We have recently started with some youth leaders in our Job Start program. They started what's called a Green Eyes at IDAAY, which is basically a recycling initiative where on a monthly basis, we're going to have some recycling events where people can come to a location that we designate and bring us their recyclable materials. And some of these we found through the research that the youth has done that we can, like ink cartridges, old cell phones, computers, we can recycle these for a profit. For IDAAY can get a little, donation from the recycling places to help us meet some of our, expenses. Otherwise, Green Eyes at IDAAY is definitely our Building Healthy Communities initiative where people can come for our block cleanups, tree planting, those kinds of things. And anything that we can do to improve green spaces, whether it's planting bird houses or painting murals, we can do under Green Eyes at IDAAY.
In fact, I think I heard we just got a grant. Tell us about the grant from Home Depot.
Oh yeah, the Home Depot, that's exactly what it is. Building Healthy Communities. Home Depot gave us $2,500 to use to get any of the equipment, supplies, materials that we need to do the tree planting, to the bags to do the cleanup. Even Tyree Rayfield, we had a meeting today. He's one of our Job Start youth, came through and we talked about Green Eyes, and he said we could use that to build a recycling container that we can maybe take to the different places instead of trying to buy one that may be thousands of dollars. We make it a community project. So volunteers, if there's any carpenters out there, we got a project for you.
There you go. What are the kinds of, jot off a few more.
Okay, well, we have our annual events every year. We have during February, which everyone knows is Black History Month, where we have what we call the cultural quiz show or African American knowledge competition. Although it's Black History Month, we try to make it a cultural thing where not only do we learn about African American history and cultural heroes and what have you, but anything that's relevant to contemporary American society. We want to make sure that our youth know a little bit more than just playing video games.
Right.
Otherwise, we also have, since the Institute was founded on May 18th, 1991, every year we have our annual Founders Day celebration, where we've done a major gala where it's a black tie fair, come dressed to impress, enjoy some music by a youth band that was jamming one year. Everybody was laughing at me because I was getting it on the dance floor, right? But you get to enjoy a good meal, take some pictures, meet some dignitaries, and contribute to IDAAY's work. And we also have quarterly camping retreats. We got an annual excursion to New York City that we do with our main college-bound program. We have all kinds of things. And most recently, what I'm really excited about, we just had our first annual Harambe. Harambe meaning all pulled together. So since we recently moved to this location on North Broad Street, we've connected with other community-based organizations and the businesses on just this block. There's about 10 of them, between the African American United Fund, the Black Women's Health Alliance. We have the Doll Museum down on the corner, which is a jewel of North Philly. When you consider the Avenue of the Arts down Center City, down south side of City Hall, we got this up here in the Doll Museum. Folks got to check it out. And then Uptown Theater's right across the street. They're doing renovations for that. They're conducting tours. So we partner with all these people. We had a street fair, had a kids corner, cultural corner. We did some HIV testing because it was National HIV Testing Day. Senator Vincent Hughes gave us a proclamation in the work that we've done. We was connected to Jewel Williams, Susquehanna Neighborhood Advisory Committee, does their annual Susquehanna Festival. It was just a great day. So we
and of course food.
Oh yeah, of course food. Don't forget about the food, definitely.
All right.
But I'm not getting in the dunk tank though.
Okay,
Folks
all
won't
right,
get in the dunk tank.
And how do you get a chance to rest? I mean, you're doing all of this work. Is that the reason you need volunteers, or how do you pull all this off?
Yes, because the work is never ending.